Hello everyone, my name is Steven with a V, or as some of you like to call me, Vitefin, and welcome to Storytime. Today we're going to be reading some Choosing Beggars stories, recounting the many tales of people who not only want their cake, but want to eat it too. And let me just say, if you're not already subscribed to Storytime, please consider doing so. But with that being said, let's sit back, relax, and listen to some captivating Reddit stories. Take down my tree or else! This didn't happen to me, but it happened to my mother. My mom bought some choice property lakeside for really cheap. She's put 2 years of labor and her own off days to fix it up and take down all the underbrush to build her own place out there. The only problem was the neighbors. Around Christmas last year, a tree fell from our neighbor's yard into ours. Not an issue. Mom went to the neighbor's place to chip in some money to help it get off her yard. She offered $150, which is pretty gratuitous considering a basic tree removal package is about $400, and it wasn't her tree in the first place. There was about a third of the tree on our property, and honestly she probably could have taken it out with a chainsaw in 3 hours. But she didn't have the time or energy to do it, which is understandable. The neighbors start negotiations that went something like this. My mom says, well, I don't mind chipping in a bit to help move the tree off our properties. James, the neighbor, says, well, that would be super kind of you. We're looking at about $500 from you and we can pay the other $500. I'm sorry, what? I don't know what tree service you're using, but I'm sure I could find one cheaper than that so we can both save some extra money. No, we always use my brother's company. He does great work and I'm sure he'd have it done in no time. Your brother has a tree company? Well, he does construction and he helped us build this place and he'll help us whenever we ask. Would he be willing to do it for less if he's your brother? What? No, he's a businessman. He might go lower for us considering we're family, but it'll still be $500 for you. I'm sorry, but I can't afford to pay $500 to have this removed off my property. Especially when I know I could get it removed entirely for $500 from someone else. Well, you offered us the money to help, and that's what we're asking for, so I'm sure this would all blow over after the $500 comes through. Mom refused, of course, and this ticked the neighbors off so much they took down the tree, but only on their side. I went out and spent my weekend cutting the rest of the tree down with my mom. We eventually found out they liked trespassing to see the lake from our backyard, so we put up a huge fence. The day we put up the fence, James's wife comes out and moons us. We eventually called the cops with all the threats they were giving us, and lo and behold, they hadn't paid taxes on their house in 5+ years. Their scumbag brother didn't build the house to code either. Let's just say they don't bother us anymore. If you're scamming bad people, then karma's gonna probably come back to bite you in the butt at some point, and it hit them big this time. I'm reporting you to Etsy. I'm not assembling the screens of this conversation because this potential customer, an older professional woman, repeatedly messaged us via 4 different business communications: Etsy, support email, website, contact form, and Instagram, as well as phone messages. So here's the Reader's Digest condensed text version. Potential customer says, "Can you make these wall hangings with our mascots?" I say, absolutely, sounds fun. Just send your high-resolution artwork or links when you place your order and we will include 2 design iterations of the central emblem. Same day, her. Here are the mascots, logos, color schemes, and additional designs in low-resolution JPEG. We need these right away. I really want to get them on the walls. That's a lot of elements and they're all low resolution. That makes each hanging a completely custom design from scratch. Everything will have to be redrawn. Since you're ordering several of them, we'll go ahead and tackle the designs per the standard pricing if you stay within 2 design edits only. Okay, definitely. Get started. As soon as the order is placed, we will schedule them in our design queue. 3 days later, her. Where are the design drafts? I can't wait to see them. Oh, I'm sorry about any confusion. Artwork gets scheduled in as soon as the orders are placed. Go ahead and place your order and we will get started. 3 more days later, her. Didn't I tell you that we wanted to get these up right away? Yes, I understand. Please place your order soon because even after designs are finished, it still takes 2 days for the ink to dry completely before we can trim out and sew wall decor. A week later, her. Where does our artwork stand? I've been waiting far too long for first drafts. You said you'd get on it right away and that it looked fun. Indeed, it does look fun. And it's a lot of work too. We can't get started on custom designs until orders are placed due to the investment of time required and the other paid orders we have to work on. A week later, her, I need these right now. How are you not understanding this? Go ahead and place your order and they'll be put in the design queue right away. 3 weeks later, her, I'm reporting you to Etsy. I don't know what this lady's problem was, but I think she assumed the longer she dragged this out, maybe you would just do the design drafts for free for some reason, but obviously it didn't work out and I guess at some point they finally gave up. More than a month later? This person completely confuses me. Guy said he won't pay after eating. Backstory, my cousin who went to the same school as me was trying to raise some money for the school's 4-H trip, and their teacher said they needed to raise as much money as possible. He's in the 6th grade and I was in the 12th. I had called my buddies and told them the situation and they said we should do a bake sale or barbecue lunch sale. We had decided we could do a big bake sale because who doesn't like cookies? We had our mobile kitchen that we usually took to deer camps or other places we stay for a while. It had 4 ovens, sinks, the whole deal. We decided we would set up outside the junior high football game because we were all football players and we thought that's where we would see everyone. It was awesome at first. We all wore our jerseys and even decorated our spots in the school coolers. My little cousin is having a great time and we're making awesome money. We all average about 6'5" to 6'8". My cousin was 5'4", so everyone thought it was adorable. The beggar comes up. Since we knew about everyone there, we would give them their cookies and they would pay. He asks for 8 chocolate chip and we just got a fresh set of those and we gave them to him. Before we can even ask if he wanted anything else and how much it would be, he wolfed them all down and I then told him how much it would be and he said, I thought you were giving samples. What made you think we would give you 8 samples? I said. Poops. That's all the freaker said and just stood there. My friend who was there at the table said, you still have to pay. I don't have any cash, Beggar said. You still have to pay, jerk, my friend said. I then sent my cousin into the trailer asking him to see if there are any more cookies to be ready because I felt this could get hostile. The guy then slowly started to walk backwards and then ran. My friend at the table was our runner back, so he darted over that table and chased after him. He caught up with him and the guy threw a $20 bill at my friend and kept running. My friend grabbed the 20 and ran back, which was $12 more than the original cost, so I was quite happy. We raised over $831, which put them over the amount they needed, and the class got to go on the trip. I absolutely hate the people that do this trick. It's not even a trick, it's just some scummy thing that people try to do, the whole clueless act. Oh, I didn't know this or that. And people do it on the dumbest stuff too. Like all the time you'll see people break the law doing something and they were like, oh, I didn't know I couldn't do that, hoping that it's some magical ticket to get them out of whatever they did. I'm glad that they got more than what they were owed and that the kid got to go on the 4-H trip. Lights are still on. Go and get me a pizza. A couple of years ago, I tried to move to an apartment closer to my university. And because of that, I took the first job I could find to start paying for the rent and services. I ended up working in a pizza place that was near my apartment with a schedule from 1300 to 2100, closing time. But since we cleaned the store once it closed every day, you usually left the store around 2130 to 2200. Each night, someone would mop the place, and we couldn't drop the metal curtains until everyone had finished with the cleaning. It wasn't uncommon to us that somebody show up after we close. We would either tell them we're already closed and they leave, or there was some leftover, like an order we had to remake because we missed some ingredient or else, and sell it to the client, like a pepperoni one, which is cheaper. And then we had this encounter with this dumb freak. I was mopping the outside area of the store. We were located inside a mall and the floor was made of wood, when this 40-plus-year-old Chad-looking dude arrived to the store. Hey kid, I need 4 pepperoni pizzas and 4 Hawaiian, or do you have different combinations? Good night, sir. I'm sorry to tell you, but we're already closed. Maybe if you could come tomorrow. He cut me off before I could finish. Closed? What do you mean? The lights are still on and your coworkers are still inside. One of them is still pulling some pizzas off from the oven. No, sir, she's cleaning the oven, not pulling some pizzas. And as you can see, that's all we are doing. We close at 2100 hours, and it's already 2143. Everything is already off but the lights. Well, can't you just turn on the oven? Unfortunately, we can't, sir, since the oven has to preheat itself for about 15 minutes, and then each pizza has a time preparation of 5 minutes and a cooking time of 10 minutes. Even if we hurried up, it wouldn't be done within 45 minutes. Then what are you waiting for? I don't have all night. I will be late to see the game. I can't remember exactly if there was some kind of soccer season, but it is common in my country to broadcast soccer games regularly. Sir, I think you're not understanding. After all the commotion, my manager showed up, pretty annoyed because all the noise this idiot was making. What's happening here? Are you in charge here? Your coworker has been denying me service. Is this how you treat customers? At least you should make it free of charge since I've been treated so poorly. My manager and I exchanged a quick WTF between each other. Excuse me, what? You heard me. Make it quick, I won't be waiting all night. Sir, we can't be denying you service because we are already closed. So we can't deny what we don't have. And as such, we won't make that order. And neither are we willing to give it to you for free. Choosing beggar already fuming. What? What am I gonna give to my family and friends? Haven't you heard that the customer is always right? Since you weren't expecting to pay, you're not a customer. Next time, plan ahead your meeting instead of harassing my employees. Corporate is gonna hear about this. He left storming, leaving us all dumbfounded in the store. All of us but my manager, who said that this wasn't the first idiot to come trying to get free stuff after closing time, getting hostile towards the staff. Next day, evening district manager came asking us about a complaint he received, but left laughing when we told him it was a cheap jerk who came after closing hours demanding free pizza. Why even waste your time trying at a place that's obviously closed? The workers are cleaning, everything's closed down. They tell you that all the appliances are closed down and shut off, and then demand that because of this, for some reason, you get free pizza? This dude must have been dreaming thinking he was gonna get away with any of that. This Chad dude sounds like he has as many IQ points as the number of muscles on his abs. Mom freaks out because free LG phone is not a $1,500 folding phone. So let's start with a little backstory. My mother, the choosing beggar of this story, owns a now decade-old flip phone from late 2010 to early 2011, and it works but barely. Like, you have to press physical buttons multiple times to spell words, and the call feature, yes, the main point of a cell phone, doesn't always want to work, so we got her an LG Stylo 5 to replace it, and we surprised her with, and here's where the sheer entitlement and pickiness kicks in. She will be referred to as Choosing Beggar Mother or CBM. Hey mom, we have a surprise for you. Close your eyes and hold out your hands. Mother sits up from untying shoe and looks at me, closes eyes and holds out hands. I hand her a brand new 32GB LG Stylo 5. Okay mom, you can open your eyes now. Mother opens eyes and looks at the box. I and father thought that we would get you a new LG Stylo 5. So we know if you're crashed in a ditch somewhere. Mother gives confused look. This isn't what I wanted. Father walks away, rolling eyes and sighing. Just try it. Mom, we are not getting you a $1,500 folding flip phone. Not even we have phones that nice. I wanted a Motorola Razr, not this free piece garbage. Mom, we don't even have phones that nice. What on earth makes you believe that I and my dad can afford a phone that expensive? But I don't want it. I wanted the Motorola Razr. At this point, I'm starting to wonder if I fell asleep with my head on my keyboard again, or if this woman really just turned down a free, perfectly good phone because it didn't have a $1,500 price tag and didn't flip open and closed. So I just walk over and set the phone on this kitchen counter, and then I pop it out of the box, and this is what follows. See mom, it's not that bad. Mother screeches some satanic deformed screech. Put it back. Okay. Mother picks up the box lid and slams it onto the box. Do you really hate it that much? Yes, it's not the one I wanted and you know that. Why should I be forced to use something I don't want when you guys have $1,000 phones? I have barely said a word to her since, and this occurred at like 3:20, and I am kind of embarrassed and disgraced by her. I don't even want to look in her general direction. I figured I would share this to Reddit while it was still fresh in my mind. It's amazing how entitled and picky someone can be. Now I'm gonna go ahead and clarify a few things. In case you were wondering, I own a black Pixel 3 XL with a 120GB of storage, and my father owns a black Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus with an unknown amount of storage. What I find interesting is that she has no issue at all using my phone or my father's, but when we get her one for her to use, she doesn't even want to look at it. This lady wants a Samsung Galaxy Watch Active 2 for her birthday, which requires the Samsung wearable app to work. You can imagine how that would be pretty impossible based on her current phone. Anyways, thanks for listening, Reddit. I needed a place to tell this story and a place to rant about people entitlement. My condolences to OP on this one, because that is more than a handful to have to deal with. That would be so grating on my patience and my nerves and would just so annoy me. I would want to disassociate, never get another gift for this person ever acting like that. That's a perfectly good gift. I know they want the world and more. I know they want this $1,500 folding phone that they probably would break because that thing isn't super durable. At least I think it's not. I might be wrong on that, but still. She doesn't need a $1,500 flip phone. Accept the gift out of the kindness of their hearts and enjoy it. But with that being said, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for listening and watching the Storytime channel. And if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing. And leave any feedback you can in the comments below as I continue to work on developing and delivering these stories for you lovely people. Thank you all again for watching and listening to the Storytime channel.